Cuffs are off, man. Get right. Too many left in these leagues, but I ain't gonna leave. I'ma get right. Get right. Down to the bottom and scratch it for all the...
Hey everybody, Adam Rank here.
What's up, everybody? It's Marcus Grant.
This is AJ Dillon of the Green Bay Packers.
I got to give a shout out to y'all at Get Right Fantasy.
If you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do you want to lose your league?
Our league. Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network.
You got to get right with the Get Right Fantasy Network.
Best of luck with your podcast. Appreciate the support.
And you're tuned in to watch my boys at Get Right Fantasy Network. Get you right. Enjoy the show.
But I tune in every Friday. Strategies provided, I will lock in every way. So go and roll your sleeves up. Yeah, go roll your sleeves up. And I'm getting down cause I roll my sleeves up. And I'm getting right cause I roll my sleeves.
What up? What up? What up, world? We are back. I'm Anthony, aka Rasta, and this is Get Right Fantasy Network. I'm excited because it's Friday, August 16th, which means only 20 more days. The countdown to football is here. We're only 10 days away from single-digit days to actual points being put up in our lineups, man. Checking that app, refreshing, see who caught a pass, who scored a touchdown first in the week, get off to a good start. I'm so excited, man. I'm here with my boy, Classic Mike, my co-host. And I got to enjoy these Fridays, man, because with our new lineup that we're going to talk about here, we might be splitting up for a little bit here, which will be interesting. But we're doing it for you guys. We want to be able to make sure we're covering you guys the content, doing it a little bit for us as well, too, with our difference in time zones. But hopefully that'll allow us to take more Q&A, engage with you guys here as we go through the season, especially now that we're growing and just hit 1.2 thousand subscribers. So thank you guys so much.
There you go.
And also realize that 75% of our view hours are from people who are unsubscribed. Yeah. So hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you guys anything, man. Just hit subscribe. Help us out, man. Let's get in this, man. Classic, how you doing this Friday, man? Welcome back.
Man. I was here yesterday, so doing 2 in a row. I'm a little beat up, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna gut through it. We're gonna enjoy this semifinal round for our mock draft tournament. Our 3rd week. I'm excited. Oof, let's get it going.
Yeah, and you've been putting out the streams, helping our boys Phil and Kindle out. Phil over at the Extra Point, Kindle at the Fantasy Football Tavern. The links are down in the description. Make sure you guys are subbing to them as well. There it is, right there. Go support them. The Get Right fantasy shows here, man. We're expanding. We're going to be 7 days a week. Classic, why don't you tell them the new season or in-season schedule that we have coming up?
I will. So every Monday night, we're going to have Ant and Frank at 9 a.m. Pacific, recapping and doing waivers. Tuesday, we're going to have Tycoon at 7 p.m. Pacific time for the fantasy boardroom, which is fantastic. Can't wait. Then we have Wednesday night, we have Ant and Frank back doing some roster management, or aka Rasta management.
I did it.
No, I happy. You want to know something really funny? I was gonna say it, and then I kind of corrected myself.
It's there. That's a branding. I think it's there. We're getting there. It's getting there.
So we got that's gonna be going on at 9 p.m. Pacific time. Buy, sell, trade targets, all that type of stuff. They're
favorite show of the
going
week.
Over. Oh,
if there's only one show you're gonna watch, that's the one to watch every week.
Yeah.
Roster management, buy, sell, trade, Wednesday nights.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Then we got Phil. He's going to be going on at 4 p.m. Pacific time prior to the Thursday night football game on the Extra Point. So make sure you guys are checking him out as well. Now, like I said, we're going to be, like Anthony said, we're going to be doing a little bit of a different structure on Fridays. We're going to be doing we're going to do basically an East Coast show and a West Coast show. We're going to be splitting it up a little bit. Me and Kendall are going to be doing a show at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing start, sit, and game breakdowns. We're going to split them up a little bit. Ant is going to be with Phil at 8 p.m. Pacific. So we're basically going to roll right into them. So it's just, it makes it so that I can get out of there a little early instead of staying until 4 o'clock in the morning. So we got them at 11 p.m. Eastern. start sits. They're doing the same thing. Then he's coming back. I'm just excited to have him back. We got Cody McGoats, formerly of the Check Down Podcast. He's now going to be hosting a new show. It's going to be called Sweet Life Fantasy Football. Or sorry, Sweet Life Football. That's going to be coming soon. Tomorrow?
Yeah, I think tomorrow is the debut show. This Saturday, so we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
so make sure you guys check them out. Look for them on YouTube. This is their new logo. Thanks. I had to throw it out there because one, I wanted you guys to see it, and two, I made it. And then
you also made the logo for our guillotine league, man. That thing was
we're gonna
looking
show that
sharp.
in a minute.
We're looking
gonna
sharp.
show that in a minute. And then on Sundays, you got me at 8 a.m. Pacific or 11 p.m. Eastern, or sorry, 11 a.m. Eastern. And I'm going to be starting with actives, inactives, live Q&A, start sit advice, leading up right up to kickoff. That usually goes until about 12:30 based on how many people are in there. If you guys are in there interacting, I'm going to be there until you guys are pretty much done, or until I need to set my lineup. So make sure you guys check us out. That. Oh, yeah, because I got to get my lineups in. So yeah, that's what we got, guys.
7 days a week. If you guys didn't catch that,
yeah,
7 days a week. Get Right Fantasy Network. We'll have live streams for you. More importantly, all those, we want you Q&A more than anything.
Oh yeah,
we'll take all your questions. We'll get to the other stuff later. We'll put chapters in there for you guys who are watching later. But for the ones who do show up live, we want you to contribute. Let us know your questions. Drop it in the chat. We'll get to as many as we can. Was that the what's on my hat? Yeah. I put that up while you were talking too. That was good. That made me laugh. I appreciate it. See, we got that's the chat brings it, man. The chat brings it. We got the Roll in here too. What's up, Roll?
Yeah,
been a little while. We got Brocal in here too, man. What's up, guys? Here we go. I don't know if you showed those earlier, but yeah. So I know these guys are waiting, man. They're excited.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about what we're doing here tonight. Tonight is our semifinal round 3 of our Mock Draft Tournament of Champions Classic. Were you able to get that picture up there about the tournament? There we go.
Oh, that
the Mock Draft Tournament of Champions. Yeah. So there we go, guys. Baby. Get in this thing here. We're gonna get this thing going. Looks like all the guys are ready. So I'm gonna count them down. In Classic, while I'm getting them going, you want to tell them a little bit about this tournament and what we have going on and how it works? Like, what is a mock draft tournament?
So our mock draft tournament is really, honestly, we're doing a tournament to help you guys get ready for your particular leagues. So this is really just a fun tournament. Mock drafts are every day. We're going to be having them every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and of course on Friday as well, like we're showing here. And basically we randomize draft spots. We got one mock. We have the top 3 of all those mocks. They're going to be moving to Friday, and they're going to be mocking on Friday against each other. And then the top 3 from those move on to the final, which is August 30th. Now turn off that damn sound. I hate that sound.
I think that's your sound because I'm off on both sides on mine.
God damn, that's me. Anyway.
Yeah. No. Ooh, look at me.
Yeah, look at you. I'm happy. So make sure you guys are checking that out. And we are going to be, it's going to be down to the Elite 12 are going to be considered the best of the best. And those 12 will advance to the final on August 30th. Like I said, that mock draft will be turned into a league and it will be played out as a best ball style type league. The winner will take home $50 cash and the title of Mock Draft Champion.
There we go.
Sure
and the returning champion is in the finale. He's going for the defense.
Is he?
Rafi Bomb.
Oh, he
made we announced last week. Yeah. So, yeah. So it's exciting, man. We got Joe Ortiz back. He made it in.
Hey.
So that's what's up. How's it going? Yeah. So we got Heat in here tonight. Brocal made it in here. Down in a hole. Got Adam C, a new guy.
I'm a little disappointed, Heat. I didn't get to meet you over at the expo. I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, I was hoping you guys would be able to connect, but hey, there's a lot of people there.
It's dude, it was a freaking blast. It was a lot of fun. By Sunday night, I was destroyed.
Did you get in the poker game? I heard there's
no. See, you know what? I'm a big poker guy, but there were so many things going on that day, especially on Friday. Friday, me and my wife, I took my wife with me, and she wanted, and I wanted to go to the Hall of Fame. So we basically both went to the Hall of Fame Friday because there wasn't much going on other than the poker game and the party at night. So I just wanted to be sure that, I could at least get through the Hall of Fame and, enjoy. So for me, yeah, no, I figured you were running around, my friend. I mean, that's the crazy part. I'm like, I remember hearing that you were, I was watching one of the shows or something like that. I remember seeing it. Oh, you guys only came Saturday. Okay. I was around Saturday at the party. I was running around. I had I was lucky enough. So one of the cool things about the expo, you get to meet a lot of great people. And one of the great people that I ended up meeting was the head of Green Gridiron. And they basically make all the helmets for, NFL players, customized. Oh, dude, it's absolutely amazing. Those guys over there are great guys. And one of the guys, the head guy, he is a Giants fan. And I was wearing my Bavaro jersey, and he was really stoked. And he brought over his YouTube helmet, and I have a little, a little cameo in his particular Saturday video. So check that out. I think it's at like 3 minutes and 13 seconds on their YouTube channel. So give it a look. Make sure you guys are subscribed to them and look at what they do. They do awesome work. They did the Ryan Fitzpatrick helmet with like the 18 some odd teams.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. That thing was awesome. So make sure you guys check them out. Really great people over there. And then I got to meet so many other people while I was there. I met all the guys from Football Guys. Those guys were fun. Really enjoyed getting to meet Joe Bryan and Joey Wright and Jeff Bell. David Kluge again, who we've had on the show before. So that was cool to get to meet him in person and get to talk to him for a little bit. Hutch, I got to see again. I love Hutch. One of my
very cool.
Yeah. So.
You ran into Jim as well too?
Oh yeah, I got to see Jim. I was so excited to see Jim Coventry. He was there. We chatted it up going down to the Saturday night party.
Might have him on again.
Oh, I definitely want to have him on again. He said he's more than happy to come back. So we will try to reach out and get him back on here for in season. Who else did I see? I saw a bunch of people, all the guys from Fantasy.
Name drop them, classic. See, look at you
man.
with the name drops. I love it, man.
I got to meet Scott Fish. Got to meet, I got to hang out with Sal Leto, who's one of my favorites out there. Shout out to Sal and all those guys for the NYC Live. With Ryan Howman and a few other guys. I got to meet John Bosch. Got to meet Bob Gilchrist and Alan. He was great too. One of the Avi guys. So honestly, it was a really awesome, awesome experience. And if I'm leaving out names, man, oh, good. Yeah, no, you want to know something funny? I'm a weirdo. I'm not one of those like, come here, can I have a picture? I always try to give these guys a little bit of room to kind of, especially this year. I was like, enjoy. Next year, I might be a little bit more, hey, you want to take a picture?
Don't come off like too creepy at first, right?
Yeah. I'm a very kind of relaxed dude. Like all my photos are basically like of the party, and it's like a panoramic view, and everything looks great. But I'm not really one of those. I talked to a bunch of other guys. My buddy Dustin Luddick, who we've also had on the show. He got me in touch with a bunch of other guys. Got to work with the graphic designer guy that works with Matt Harmon over at Perception. Got to meet Zach. His name is Zach Miller. He was very nice. Really had a great time. So shout out to Zach. Got to meet Kevin. He's going to try to help us out with some intro and outro music stuff. All these great guys, man. It was really and women too. I got to meet a couple of the wonderful women out there from the her name is Gemma.
Women of Fantasy Football.
I got to meet almost everyone from the Women of Fantasy Football. Erica.
Shout out.
Wow. I could go on and on. Gemma was another one. She's part of the NFL Spanish, the Spanish crew, where they, everybody was great. I had an absolute blast with everybody there. Got to meet Casey, got to meet Rachel, Tootsie, for all those who, know her on X. Got to meet Kelly, real quick, Kelly Singh for a minute. So it was just really nice to meet a lot of great people. Got to meet Brian Drake of SiriusXM, now taking over the morning show for John Hansen. Got to talk to him for a little bit. Got to find out he has, he works for my favorite beer company, which is fantastic for me.
Very cool.
I got to meet Gary Davenport too, so that was cool. I got to chill with him at the bar for a little bit. Him and Nate, which was cool. And Nate basically helped run everything for IDB Plus, so he was there for the whole time. I got to meet so many awesome people. Big Draft Energy, that particular podcast, that guy, he is awesome. Make sure you guys check out Big Draft Energy. He's really been, he was a great guy to talk to, really doing a great thing. He has a podathon coming up next Saturday. It's 24 hours. I got to reach out to him. Maybe I'll try to get a spot on there.
Snag a spot. That might be fun.
Yeah.
We've been part of one of those before.
Yeah. Yeah. I was telling him about that too. Yeah. I met Bob Harris too. Like when I first walked in, Bob, and Joe Bryant were, signing in. So I got to say hi to Bob. I met Bob a while back. I didn't get to meet Kevin from Trophy Smack. I kind of gave Bob Lung a little bit of room. He was a little busy. So I didn't really go up to him. I ran into Scott running back and forth from the party, which was nice. We got to sit and talk for a couple minutes. So yeah, Big Draft Energy and Bayou Bengal and all those guys are real cool. Yeah, no, I got to meet Bayou Bengals as well. Those guys were really nice, and I got to chat with them for a little bit. So make sure you guys are going out and also supporting these guys too. These guys are awesome. This community
man.
That's the one thing that I got from this whole experience. This is a awesome community. And I know I'm kind of taking away from the mock draft. I know I was
going to say we'll get to it here in a second. There's some good stuff going on here that I want to talk about, but I'll give you a moment, man. You had a good time.
I haven't even gotten a chance to really kind of talk about it.
That's what I mean. Like I haven't talked to you about it, so I'm enjoying it. That's why I'm like, I'm not trying to be quiet. Sorry if we're losing some of the audience here, but we will recap it. But yeah, man, this is what it's all about, man. We just enjoy talking football with these people, man. This is how we connect.
I'm trying to get these guys to go next year. I'm trying.
Yeah. So
it's a blast, man. We had a blast, and staying at the DoubleTree is always fun. Get to run into literally everybody because everybody stays at the DoubleTree. And a few people stay off campus in their own little in their own houses and Airbnbs and stuff, and then everyone meets up and stuff. So honestly, it's a blast. If you're any part of this particular community, I appreciate you guys and what you guys do. There are so many things that you could be involved with in this community. It doesn't just have to be like what me and Rasta do. Being on the camera, it could be anything from, just making backgrounds or making a thumbnail or, things like that. So definitely get involved as much as you can. And it's fun, man. This community is always welcoming. I learned so much from this community, just from these little, even from my thumbnails. I've reached out to a couple people and been like, hey, what do you think? And they're like, well, they're good, but let's fix them up. And that's what I've been doing. So I hope everyone likes those as well.
For sure. I think you've personally been killing it, but I am a little biased. It is something that I kind of dreamt up one day, and to see it all in action is pretty cool. And again, couldn't do without guys like you, of course, Frank, Dustin, Tycoon, Phil, Kendall, all these guys, Cody, that are putting time and effort into the Get Right brand. But yeah, enough about that. Not enough about it. It was good. I'm glad we had the moment on it. But let's talk some fantasy football here, man. So again, what we're doing here, we'll kind of reset where we're at. The draft you see going on right now is the semi-round 3 of our mock draft tournament of champions. All these 12 people in here placed top 3 in their respective drafts throughout this week. They earn their right to come here and mock tonight. And we're going to only take the top 3 from this specific mock to join the 6 others that are waiting in that finale, August 30th, which will, like you said earlier, be a 18-round best ball, the same exact settings as your typical underdog fantasy tournament draft. So 18 rounds, 1 quarterback, 3 wide receiver, 1 flex, half PPR. So that's actually the format we are doing here tonight. Exactly. So we'll see how these teams are getting started. And it's actually kind of nice that we're about 5 rounds in, so we can kind of see how some of these builds come together. I think kind of up to this point, there's really no bad picks. It's right here is when the teams start to kind of change and come into shape. This is when you want to really make the bottom half of your team cohesive and make sense for what you did up top. So I hope, whatever you did up top, you have a plan for what's going to be, down below. Obviously, always stay fluid. But we do have some interesting builds going on here so far. So I do kind of just want to recap it. We'll kind of just go round by round. First thing I see that was interesting in round 1, we had McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill go off the board. Pretty standard, with the news with CeeDee Lamb holdout. We're starting to see people kind of put Hill in front of him, considering Hill got paid. There's no drama, nothing going on. So he's we're seeing him go ahead of Lamb. The interesting pick is Breece Hall here at 103, which I don't think is a bad pick and a half PPR. It is still 3 wide receiver. So we'll see. We see he does go double running back. So it'll be interesting how this team shapes out here down in the hole. Then we get CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Bijan Robinson, AJ Brown. Pretty standard there. Yeah. Then we see 2 more running backs, and I think Barkley now creeping up into this first round pick. That's starting to get some steam here at this 1-2 turn, anywhere from 10, 11, 12. I've kind of see him start to go anywhere around there. We used to get him about mid-second, sometimes on the 2-3 turn, about a month and a half or so ago. But he is starting to creep up there, especially in half PPR. So the interesting pick here is Thanos goes with ETN next ahead of Gibbs. Obviously, Gibbs dealing with the injury there. So pretty standard kind of receivers after that. Puka falling as well too. Kind of Puka and Gibbs are falling. That little injury discount. And then we see Deebo Samuel kind of climbing up here in the mid-second with the news about Ayuk. Then Devontae Adams, Jalen Waddle, Mike Evans, and we do get Josh Allen going here at the 211 in the second round. So let's just start there with those kind of 2 rounds. I kind of gave my 2 cents as I was reading them off. What's your kind of quick take here? What are you seeing? How these teams are starting to take shape?
So what I'm noticing in this is that everyone is a little bit wide receiver heavy in these first few rounds. There are 2 guys that are going that late RB. I'm not going to call it 0 RB because it's more like a late RB. 0 RB is
villain. It's a villain RB.
Yeah, well, sure. We'll try to coin. Let's try to coin our own phrase. But it's one of those, like, a true 0 RB is waiting until like the 8th, 9th round.
The 6th, that's by definition in our description.
Whatever. I don't care. For me, it's a little bit lower. But a lot of these guys, they ended up getting guys that I'm okay with getting at the, for their running back 1. Vince going with James Cook, as well as Lord of Fanta going with Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, I'm a little bit lower on, so I'm not as big, but getting David Montgomery is huge on the way back for that as well. Overall, for the first couple rounds, the only thing that I'm kind of noticing, or the one thing that I do different in these particular scenarios, and I don't know how you feel about it, but if you had to pick between Breece Hall and Bijan Robinson, who do you like more?
I don't know, man. I'm in 20 plus leagues, so I have the luxury, I guess you would say, of kind of, and over, I'm at like 50. I want to try to get to 100 best ball this season. So I kind of have the luxury to kind of get pieces here and there, just on different builds.
Like if you're in
but if it was my home league and I'm on the clock and it's one of my most expensive buy-in leagues, I'm probably gonna, interestingly enough, I might go Bijan. I mean, I see the upside with Breece. So I don't like the bad weather games. I love that Atlanta plays in a dome. They get to play Carolina twice. There's just a lot of things going on there, obviously, to talk about. Them using Bijan like Breece Hall, or I'm sorry, like CMC. So I'm drinking the Kool-Aid on that.
No, me too.
And I think I did it was an auction league actually earlier, about 3 weeks ago or so, and basically like a day after the draft happened, I traded Jonathan Taylor and a first for Bijan. So
Yeah, I
like
mean,
to me it's dynasty.
yeah.
But and I'm a contender, and I just felt like it was enough of an upgrade there, and I'll get a little more longevity. So to me, it was worth giving up that first because I figured it'd be hopefully
No,
if
that makes
everything works out right, a late first, and I feel like I came up there. So
Yeah. No, I completely understand it. I mean, for me, I did a draft night out over at the expo. I had the 3 spot, which was cool. And it was the same format, 1 QB, but it was only 2 wide receiver comparatively to 3. So in this particular scenario, I went, Bijan. I like Bijan's scenario a little bit more. Um, I understand why people are moving towards Brees. The line actually got a little bit better. I wasn't all in on them in that context. I mean, I had the conversation with Kendall last night. He feels as if, they're roughly could be that wild card sneak in team, maybe, with their line and their schedule and so on and so forth. I am just a little bit higher on Bijan because of the offense. I think they have a better overall team. And I think that in this particular scenario, the reason being is Kirk Cousins. I think he can open doors that Ritter didn't. And that's all I can say, because he can easily take over and have 300 plus touches. He's much younger. Well, not much, but he's like 2 years younger than Brees. But for me, I am all on board for Bijan. I think he can do really well this season. But the hard part with picking a guy like Bijan is that I like guys like Drake London as well. So for me, when I'm in a situation like this, when I looked at my old draft for that night, I picked Bijan, and then I had an opportunity to get Drake London in the second. I had to kind of pivot because I didn't want to have too much of that offense. And, I don't want to have both ends. So for me, I ended up having to go with the Devontae Adams because he was my best available at that particular spot. So beyond that pick, it's great that Dutart ended up, I can't say
Duarte.
your name. 56. I'm just going to give
Duarte.
you 56 because
Duarte, you can say Duarte.
Yeah, there we go.
Duarte.
He's wearing my Lawrence Taylor, and I'm assuming, he's a Giants fan. That's why it's 56.
You got to get his name right.
56.
See,
Yeah,
you can't just call him 56.
yeah. So he's lucky he got a huge discount with Bijan. So I'm gonna, I give him credit there. Second round, nothing
That's
crazy.
about where he goes.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's where he goes, but that's my point. I think he should be going at 3 compared to 8. So I think that you're getting a huge discount with Bijan at 8. Puka, of course, is falling, which is kind of a good thing. I'm glad that he's falling because he can't give back what you want in the first round. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. I'd rather it be where he's a little bit more in the mid second to end of second than he's in the first. And now Gibbs is falling too a little bit, which is a good discount for him as well. He's going to be fine, people. Don't overreact to the news. So beyond that, I don't see anything crazy here. Maybe the Josh Allen pick, but it's really just, that's all preference. I prefer not taking a guy like him until the third, mid third if possible. But 211 is a little early for me, but he didn't really miss out on anything. So I think he did fine right there.
Yeah, it almost just assures him whether he gets him there or the next pick. It's fine. Pacheco going ahead of Kyron Williams here.
Tecmo Super Bowl made me love the Giants. Really?
Oh wow,
that's interesting. I haven't played Tecmo Bowl in a long time.
This is the only time I'm going to say this, but the only thing I'll ever say good about Raiders is Bo Jackson.
Yeah,
Tecmo Super Bowl is just Bo Jackson to me. That's like you say Tecmo Super Bowl, I say Bo Jackson.
Yeah,
first thing that comes to mind.
One of my favorite parts in a TV show is when Peter from Family Guy is playing Tecmo Bowl against 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 Quagmire, and he's just running around, and Quagmire's just like, stop! Oh, wait. And he just keeps going around in circles, and he's like,
This is
oh,
basically all you could do.
let me go back to my end zone, and then, oh wait, let's go back to the other end zone.
Yeah.
Like, he just kept going back
Gotta
and
love
forth. Oh, it was fantastic.
Old school programming. Good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so that's only the first 2 rounds. Now we're almost done with this thing, so let's see if we can catch up a little bit here.
Oh, we will.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of talk is about these first couple picks on how you're setting the foundation for your team. I usually like coming out of the first 3 rounds with 1 running back and 2 wide receivers, and then I kind of start looking for that another wide receiver there, maybe a running back if I'm in the right spot. Or possibly, looking to see what type of elite onesie positions I can bang out at tight end and quarterback. Obviously, Raven Show here doing a fantastic job in the 4-5, mid 4-5, getting Andrews and Lamar Jackson. So I do like that a lot. With Jamar Chase, kind of liking this team a lot here. I wish he probably would have went Jalen Reed. Wow, Watson real early there, Adam. I mean, I like the pick, but that's a jump for Watson. But anyway, let's go back to the third here. So we go Nico Collins, Pacheco, Metcalf, Cup, Kyron Williams, Josh Jacobs, Brandon Ayuk falling. Sam Laporta goes about the 3rd or 4th. You get Derrick Henry falling to late 3rd. Devonta Smith creeping up here. Jake, I like that pick. I like him as my wide receiver 3 a little better. But
I don't mind.
Nice pick. We see DJ Moore, Michael Pittman. The turn comes around. The League Neighbors. I don't think I could take. This is such a tough tier too. When you get here,
that tier is one of the roughest ones to pick from.
Yeah,
because of the suspension, and we don't know
with
what's going
Rice.
to happen.
Yeah, because and again, we were talking about. I made a little short. If you guys saw as well.
Oh yeah.
I think if there was no suspension and no off the field issues like that he had at all. Regardless if they were resolved or not, just if it didn't happen, and he's coming off the Super Bowl attached to Mahomes, getting a healthy Kelsey and Xavier Worthy, like I think he goes here closer to like Devontae Adams. Like I would take him almost ahead of like Jalen Waddle as soon as like the 2.9, 2.8. So we've seen him creep up from basically the 7th to 6th. Like each week he's moving up around. So we'll see what happens here over the last 2 weeks if we get any clarity of him being active for week 1. Then we get Travis Kelce, Zay Flowers, Tank Dell, Steph Diggs, the 2 Houston guys. Dell creeping up here. Nico going 3-1, Diggs going 4-6. So all 3 Houston guys going within about 16 picks of each other. We get Rashad White. Yeah, Ken Walker, T. Higgins, Alvin Kamara, Amari Cooper. And then we get the turn with George Pickens here. So again, Brokow getting his 4 wide receivers, gets Christian McCaffrey, follows it up with White, Swift here. So it's an interesting build there. So we'll see what happens. And anything kind of stand out in those rounds at all there?
No, I
mean,
the
5th?
No, maybe McBride falling to tight end 4, I think is kind of a good value. Oh no, Dutart. Okay, good. He had somebody. But yeah, Trey McBride, Duarte, whatever.
Okay, there you go.
I'll get it right at one point. McBride going in as the tight end 4 is actually a little bit of a huge discount. So yeah, no.
That's probably you're lucky, Joe. You're new to the channel. I'm glad I didn't scare you away before, but like.
Yeah,
and I'm sure the feeling is completely mutual, but I hate the Raiders, bro. Like
he won't even.
I hope
this Raiders.
Like I don't think of Devontae Adams as a Raider, so like I'll still take him in fantasy. Yeah. I was on him last year. Like I took him his 2 years actually.
Yeah.
And it worked out okay. I mean, he had 2nd most targets behind CeeDee Lamb. I'll take it. But like that was literally the nicest thing I've ever said about the Raiders on this show. And you got to witness it, so maybe it's because you're here. So that's about the nicest thing I'm going to say.
The other thing that I noticed is QBs in general ended up falling down to the 5th. Even guys that normally go in the 3rd or 4th with Jalen Hurts or Lamar Jackson fell a little bit. And even Patrick Mahomes falling to QB5 in the 6th round. I mean, Jake got a steal with that, honestly, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
and he gets the Kelsey stack and gets a receiver in between.
Oh, and he
That's
gets it a
nasty.
late Kelsey stack.
Yeah,
too.
that's what I mean. Like, that's
So,
nasty.
I mean, and even as a tight end too, where you're going in the 4th round, that's still great value for a guy like Kelsey. I don't like Kelsey all that much this year, and it's really more of his ADP. I think he will have his downslope this year, because I think it's near that point. The king has to fall from the throne at one point. And honestly, like I said, McBride was the other one. All the other guys, like the running backs and the wide receivers, there weren't anything, everything was pretty chalk overall. Some people got great value with James Cook. So Vince got great value with him in the 5th. His ADP is a little bit more towards the 3rd. So, getting him in that round is awesome. And one of the league winners we talked about yesterday. So, yeah, liking this, liking everything so far.
Very nice.
Yeah, I agree. Z Money, really do like Devin Singletary this season. I think he has a really good opportunity to do well this year.
Again,
I like him.
I
I don't care who's behind.
I can't
him.
I can't even pull the trigger on Neighbors, and I love wide receivers.
What's
and I
up,
love potential
Albert?
stuff. What's up, Albert? The guy keeping his consecutive, leaving a live chat in our streams, like every stream for like 3 years, 4 years.
Oh,
We
my
appreciate
God.
you, Albert.
See, okay, I'm going to bring this up just because I know what he's talking about. So it's great that you bring this up. I already knew who Tommy Callahan is and why he's being brought up. I'm not going to let Rasta know what it means. So yeah, sorry. I'm just
Callahan.
I'm gonna let Heat know that I know who he's talking about. But yeah, we'll see about Mr. Tommy Callahan. I like his particular scenario. I like one of his teammates a little bit better, but that's just me. But for Scott Fishbowl, I do like him a little bit more because he'll be used a lot more in the return game. So when you figure that out, I will laugh. You don't listen to the guy that actually called him Tommy Callahan, and there's a reason for it. He's doing that on purpose. So I'll tell you who it is because you're never going to get it. But Jeff Mans, I listen to him pretty much every day or every other day whenever I'm in the
Jeff
car.
Mans. Here he is.
And
I'm watching it right now.
Oh, you're watching it? Why are you watching it?
It's on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Something about who is this Tommy Callahan I keep thinking about 3 days ago. So I got it on here. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, he's talking about Khalil Shakir. So, you talk to him all the time? Yeah, you might need to be the bridge to get me over to Jeff so that we can have Jeff on here. We might have to turn down the volume on the show a little bit, but I definitely want him on here.
Very nice. All right, so this thing's starting to wrap up here. These guys are good, man.
Yeah, this is a good group. I'm
it's a good draft right here, man.
Honestly, the mocks that we've been seeing haven't been like this. A lot of them. This is the first one that I've seen where QBs kind of got brought down a little bit.
You got the one early QB, but then nobody panicked.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I didn't see anybody panic. Everybody stayed with. Everyone kind of stayed with what they were.
These are like builds I haven't seen really before because of how things fell. So there's like players that I haven't really seen that combination.
In certain rounds.
Yeah, in certain rounds. And then, of course, with all the movement right now, things are getting crazy, man. So I can't wait to see where the dust kind of eventually settles. Obviously, every time you do your draft, it's a snapshot of that time. So we're actually in the process of doing our guillotine draft here.
Yeah.
Which it's my pick actually, and of course I got the 118 in the guillotine league.
Oh,
for those. So I mean, I'd rather have that than 1, I guess. But I wanted to be like 14, 15, 16. I wanted to be somewhere in there. Still felt like I'd get a good player, and then not too far on the way back, so I can get my good second player.
Yeah.
But 18's not too bad. I mean, I'm not going to complain. Whatever. But I did say as soon as I
Dustin
got
18
the
last year?
draft spot, I was like, well, there it goes. I'm out.
Was
So I'll be.
Dustin 18?
I don't know. I think he might have been. But Dustin was out
Maybe
because
there's
he drafted DeAndre Hopkins when he had
Oh,
a 6-game suspension in a
Ow.
guillotine league. Don't do
Yeah.
that, guys. Don't draft
Don't do
for
that.
people.
Yeah.
Don't draft Hawkinson in a guillotine league.
No.
But yeah, anyway, shout out to Dustin, man. There you go. So yeah, see, everyone's telling me I'm on the clock, so I might make that pick live here. Let you guys see who I'm thinking. So might be kind of interesting. I have a couple different options, a couple ways I can go with it.
Let's see,
Usually
you
in a
would have
guillotine league.
Adams, Waddle, A-Chain, right?
What's that?
You would have someone around the, Adams, Waddle, A-Chain, Collins, Pacheco, Evans, Allen. Like, is that yours?
Yeah, somewhere around there. But like at 8, so it's gonna be like 36 more picks before it gets back to me. So I'm thinking I need to go quarterback right here.
Strong. Yeah. Well,
I gotta go quarterback. It's only 1 QB, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex.
No, go strong. Go Josh
Full
Allen
PPR.
right away. And then
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking Pacheco, interestingly. And I'm starting to really get the Pacheco fever. I don't know if you remember, but I was big on it early. Yeah, nice
Thanks, guys.
nice logo, man. Yeah,
Thanks.
you're killing it. Classic with the logos.
If you guys, I'll throw it out there. If
Go
someone
ahead.
wants a logo, or if you're looking for something for like your team or something, hit me up. We'll work something out. I can always kind of fit you in. Just be cool about how much you're looking or when you want it. I got a lot on my plate here and there, but I can definitely work on a little. I can tweak some stuff and make it work for you. And he picks twice.
And I picked twice. Yeah, and I get to pick twice.
Well, is he on the other side too?
Yeah.
Heat
Ortiz
number
is
one?
right after me. Yeah.
No. Heat. Is he in there? Oh, you're looking at your team. It's fine. So he goes, bro, Rasta, Pacheco, and the Chiefs defense. That was the shit from we came back from the Super Bowl. Yeah. I like Pacheco, man. I just like his
And they're
style.
talking about him being like a 3-down back now. Like Andy Reid is starting to say he's being used in the passing game. No Jerick McKinnon. They haven't looked to replace him. Things are going on with CEH. You got the other kid that's everyone's picking up off the waiver wire now.
But he's more of you see him a lot in Scott Fish because of the thing, but he's a bell cow now.
That's what I mean. So like I'm thinking of going. So here's the thing though. It is 6 point per passing touchdown.
Flew through that draft.
Yeah, dude. It was done at like the 37-minute mark, I think, and that on the stream. We were done at like 38 minutes on the 30. I think it was 38, somewhere in there, maybe 40. But like we did the intro and everything else for 5 or 10 minutes. Like they got through that draft in like 30 minutes.
Wow, good for you guys.
Yeah. So you guys will hear us for maybe 10 more minutes or here. So we'll see where we go. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was just
you got the chat. Yeah.
Super nervous. No, don't ever be nervous doing this thing, man.
Yeah, let's not get nervous. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to switch over to the guillotine league here. Got the guillotine league draft going on.
All right, let's see what you got here.
So we'll do this, and then I know Classic. Yeah, it's been late, man.
Yeah.
So we'll try to get you out of here early, man. I don't want to keep you.
I got to hang out with Phil and Kendall a little bit last night, and I'm tired.
There you go.
Oh, Phil got the 101. Lucky.
Yeah, so Phil's 101. So he goes McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, St. Brown, Lamb Chase, Bijan Robinson, Brees Hall to Frank. And then we get Mark over at the Dynasty Pylon. He goes CJ Stroud. He goes and gets his quarterback. That's the guy he's big on.
Interesting.
Brian over also from the Dynasty Pylon. Justin Jefferson puts in boots. He goes AJ Brown, Thanos, who was in the draft tonight. He's here in the Guillotine League. He went Garrett Wilson. And then Jahmyr Gibbs, Puka Nacua, Martin, also with the Dynasty Pylon. He goes, man, 18 teams is so many.
Barkley.
He goes, where was I at? Yeah, so he goes Barkley. Oh, yeah, Sinker goes Nacua. He goes Barkley. Zeke and Destroy goes Jonathan Taylor. Daniil, he goes Marvin Harrison Jr., who I was hoping made it back to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why, man. I'm just like, we take chances on Marvin Harrison, man. I just want some pieces. It's so exciting. Like the unknown gets me, man. Like it's so intriguing. I'm just like, because you never know, man. You can hit the lotto.
You're able to get players from other teams if they are out, correct?
Yeah. So we'll explain it. So just real quick, here's what a guillotine league is. So guillotine league, we have 18 teams, as you see here. You're not playing head to head. All you're doing is the most score for week one.
Points. Yeah.
The lowest scoring team gets eliminated. You're done from the league. So you could do this whole draft, play 1 week, and one person, like the game Survivor, is going to be gone week one. All the players on that guy's team are going to go on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
We run waivers. It's going to be a fab budget. You got $1,000 in fab, and you're going to be able to bid on whatever players that you want from that team that just got eliminated. So if I'm team one and I end up taking, or let's just say, gotcha here, it has Drake London, and you want to go get Drake London, he's the first one out, boom, you can go bid on Drake London and add him to your team. Every week, another player is going to drop. So teams are just going to keep getting stronger and stronger until by the time it gets to week 17, it's just 2 teams basically with the entire league at their disposal to try to set the best lineup with the guys they think are going to be best to beat the other team that week. So it's kind of like DFS-y mixed with like
the best ball DFS.
But it's not best ball.
No,
but so it's very interesting on what you're going to do and how you want to build your team, players you want to go after. There are no trades, so you can't trade.
Yeah.
So if the best guy, Josh Allen, is on the waiver wire week 3, but you already have like Kyler and Jalen Hurts because you already bid on somebody else. Yeah. Like you don't need them. Like now you can go bid on, maybe a receiver or running back that you might need. So anyway, great concept. A lot of people in here is their first time playing. So that's why I wanted to take the time to kind of explain it. So as far as my picks right now, which is interesting because usually these, even though it's 1 QB, usually the guillotine leagues I've been a part of, quarterbacks go first, which is why.
Well, you queued up Kyler and Pacheco over there, I see.
Yeah, so you're all. I see you in my stuff. So the reason he was actually queued up was because I had Harrison. I was going to go Harrison Kyler on the turn.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And then I was kind of thinking maybe not, because actually in a league like this, you're not trying. It's not like best ball.
Week 1 though.
Yeah, like this is like such a classic type. Like this would fit your drafting style perfectly because it's all about like floor and just not being last. Like I'm either first or last, right? That's my mentality. So that's not what you want in guillotine because you don't want to be last.
Yeah.
So like you want to be like middle all the time until you can build up your team, right? So that's my biggest thing right now is like I can't like swing for the fences. I just need to get some, I need to get people who are gonna just give me solid production on my team. So right now
we definitely know from this that Josh Allen is somebody that you're considering because it makes sense.
Right.
You're not going to get anybody till later unless somebody wants to go early.
Yeah. Okay. 36 picks until I pick after these 2 picks. There could literally be no quarterbacks left if I don't pick a quarterback right here.
Well, unless people want to go early. But
I mean, but like I could literally be stuck with like Deshaun Watson when you're not trying to get last. Like, so
one thing you already have to kind of punt wide receiver and I'm going to say wide receiver because
because I'm already at such an end of a tier.
Yeah.
I don't have that option. So I need to gain my advantage somewhere else. So it's either at quarterback, at tight end.
We got to look at a couple things.
And running back.
And you want to make sure that your team is, you have a good enough grouping that you're not like in bye weeks, bye week hell. So we're definitely going Josh Allen. That makes sense.
Yeah. So Josh Allen is, I'm just going to do that just to do that.
They have Cardinals week 1. That's good for them.
Right.
Now, if you're looking in a tier where you're trying to find a guy that's going to do well, I mean, Pacheco is going to be going against the Rams week 1. Now, let's think about week 1 going against the Rams. Is that a good choice or a bad choice there? Would you rather have Henry or Pacheco week 1?
Actually, he's going against Baltimore. They're going against each other?
I thought I said, that's what,
I thought you said the Rams.
Oh, I meant the Ravens. I am
Ravens.
Very
Okay.
tired.
It's late. But yeah, so they kind of play each other. I mean, Kansas City defense a little more scary maybe than Baltimore's defense right here.
Well, that's what I was saying. Which one would you rather go with? Henry against the Chiefs or Pacheco against the Ravens?
Probably Pacheco against the Ravens.
Okay, I would
What did
disagree
he-
with that. But okay.
What did he do against them last year?
Did they play them last year?
Yeah, didn't they play him in the
No.
Oh,
that was Houston. Houston played them.
No, they played him in the championship, AFC championship game.
Did they?
Chiefs Ravens AFC
Yeah,
championship,
so
right?
then you should be able to see his stats from there.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's weird.
Does it only show on the phone? I wonder if it only shows on the phone.
I'm not sure.
Anyway, but I'm pretty sure he had a good game.
So
That's what I'm trying to decide.
Even then, I mean, the next, like, if you look at Kyler, or if you look at Kyron, he's got the Lions. You have Adams going against the Chargers. I don't hate that. Nico Collins is going against the Colts. You know, you got a lot of good options to go from, but this is where you might want to think about maybe taking a tight end too. Maybe take a tight end and make it where you can maybe take Dalton Kincaid and
See, the thing though is like when you're stacking, you're going for elite upside.
Oh,
I actually want to lower my volatility, and if one of them doesn't like
over a tier though, like you're going to take over
right.
That's
But that's what I'm saying. Like I can go Sam Laporta and probably be okay.
The thing is, though, you're definitely going to be punting running back and wide receiver, which means if you're going to be putting those two positions, think down. Like you're going to go down, like scroll down.
Oh yeah, no, you can just go like this. It'll tell me where my next projected pick's going to be.
Does it really?
Yeah. So I'm going to be like in this Pitts, Dell, Flowers, George Kittle, maybe Anthony Richardson. I doubt Anthony Richardson will be there. Yeah, people are going to get the clue on quarterbacks. T. Higgins, Amari Cooper. So that's going to be like my wide receiver one, somewhere in there.
So if you
and then I could still have maybe like access to David Montgomery as well too. So like if I get like Higgins on Montgomery on the turn, even though like literally the guy picking right after me is listening to me right now. But you know, hey, this is what we do, man.
Why not go Pacheco? You feel strongly about him, but like I said, and he disagreeing with me here. I would go.
They've lost a lot of pieces on their defense. They haven't.
Yeah,
they lost pieces, man.
That's about
their secondary is still decent, but they lost linebackers and they lost defensive line.
No, they lost Queen. That's about it. They didn't really lose anything on the line, and on top of that, I'm telling you, man. I'd rather have a guy like Henry comparative to Pacheco, but I like Pacheco. You know that whoever you pick here, I mean, I know that you might have been thinking of A-Chain too because of the concept of his particular,
Yeah, but he could also get like 10 carries for like 60 yards.
Exactly. No, I 100% agree.
So go with someone like Mike Evans. Again, like he's not a sexy pick, right? But like he's going to give me like 100 yards and possibly a touchdown week one.
Completely agree with Heat here. They do have Smith. He is.
Yeah. And Kyle Fuller. I mean, yeah, their secondary is still
Fuller. No,
or
they have
not
Kyle Hamilton.
Hamilton. My bad. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, so that's why I said their secondary is good still, but I think they could be susceptible to the run. But anyway, so yeah, so that's why I'm kind of thinking like, do I get, more like a solid type, Mike Evans type,
Evans is definitely
I mean, I don't like any of the quarterbacks that these guys are attached to except for Nico and Diggs, but they're right there.
I like Evans if you're going to go from that grouping, just because I like Baker a lot more than I like Minshew or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to go that tier lower, going with Samuel, I don't mind him either. I love Cooper Kupp, but he's
Kupp at Detroit, man.
He's not.
I don't mind reaching. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I trust Stafford. Like I'm going for just safety. Like I want safe picks. I don't want like terrible quarterbacks. Especially week one if he's hurt. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm deciding. So right now, for me, it's like between either Laporta or I'm either thinking Laporta or Pacheco is kind of where I'm at here.
Okay.
So
and Laporta's not a horrible pick, but the problem is that what you're left with is like almost 4 tiers, lower than what you would want for your running back.
yeah,
one.
it's just going to get worse at wide receiver. But
you're gonna be going.
I feel
0
like
up.
I'm in this mega tier. Like I said, I don't in my opinion,
No,
I don't think there's that much difference between like Brandon Ayuk and his uncertainty and like Steph Diggs with that whole,
but that's the
backfield
problem.
compared to like T Higgins, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm okay with T Higgins attached to Burrow. Obviously, second fiddle to Chase, who's going to take the attention in the defense. Like I like those second guys. I also like Devonta Smith. Guys like that that'll be available later. So
Adam, they're going to be going over this on Monday. They're not the guillotine, but they're going to be going over your particular draft on Monday. Reason being is because we need a couple days to look at everything. We're going to put in our particular rankings for it, and then they're going to give you guys, they're going to go over the winners. They're going to go over, everybody else as well. So they're going to do that on Monday. So make sure you guys tune back on Monday, 9:00 Pacific.
Maybe I should just take Devontae because of Mr. Joe Ortiz. They do get to play against the Chargers' terrible defense week 1 at the Chargers.
I'm not going to help you make that pick. So.
Like 12 targets. I should just do it after everything I was just talking about. But yeah, unlike the Saints lost their offensive tackle and certainly.
No, you're not using. No.
Yeah, like it. I might go Evans, man. I think I've eliminated Laporta. It's between Evans and Pacheco. I kind of like a hero RB type build.
I do too.
Typically, because again, if I miss out on this, my next projected running backs available, I'm going to be stuck with like
Monty and
Connor. I might have Demont. I still like that. So like if I could get like Demont, Swift, Connor,
but then you're
on the next go around.
You're gonna have to double tap the running back.
No, that's what I mean. Like I can get someone like Devonta Smith and David Montgomery on this next turn. Mm-hmm. I'd be happy with that.
Okay.
So I think I could take the chance. I think I'm just gonna go with the safe pick and go with Mike Evans.
Okay. I don't hate the pick. I would probably go Collins because I don't want Mark Mark having that stack if it falls to him by some chance. Indeed. I know he could get Diggs or Dell. But I like Nico out of that group. I do like Evans though.
See, I'd rather take my. I doubt Dell will make it all the way back to me an 18 team.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going like back to back.
Yeah. I don't mind Evans.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go Evans because it's guillotine. It just feels super safe to me.
Yeah,
I know what I'm gonna get.
He's a good safety blanket.
It is full PPR.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping London fell to you, and
it's not great.
I would have told
it's not great in full PPR, but yeah, I think he'll score a touchdown week 1.
Yeah, no, he has the ability to. I mean, who does he play week 1?
Huh?
I didn't look. Who is he playing week 1?
Washington.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it should be good. And he gets Detroit after that. This should be 2 just shootouts.
Detroit is a little better than you think.
No, that's what I'm saying. It should be a shootout in Detroit.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna win 14-6. Like that's gonna be 24-30.
Yeah. Maybe. We'll see.
So yeah. I don't know. I'm happy with it. Again, it's weird for me. It's not sexy per se. But I feel comfortable with Josh Allen. And yeah.
Yeah. And I was gonna say he's not wrong. They do have a good
but it is Mike Evans though. It is Mike Evans.
True. They don't have anybody that's 6'5", but they can still they are still able, Oh, dude. Yeah. I don't understand. He is so disrespected. It's unbelievable. He is one of the best corners in the league. So We're talking about Jalen.
So George is saying he thinks he needs to go quarterback after what I was just saying. So we might see a nasty quarterback run come here.
Is he got?
Yeah, got you 420. Yeah,
gotcha?
that's Joe. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, all right, we weren't even here to talk about this tonight, so we'll stop sharing that. But just a look into the Guillotine League, man. If you guys are interested in getting these type of leagues, let us know. You guys got to watch me make my picks live, so we'll see what happens. Again, you know, I'm not too worried because again, I just need to not finish last, and I think that's I just needed to not lose the draft right there on that pick, and I don't think I lost the draft drafting Mike Evans. So we'll see.
Thanks for staying with us. Heat.
For sure, appreciated Heat.
Yeah, we got to reach out there, brother. For
sure. So we're gonna get out of here too. We're at that hour mark. Again, we'll be back here on Monday where we will announce the winners, or not like winners, but the top three that are going to advance into the finale, because that's where you want to win when you get into that finale on August 30th. So of course, support our guys over at underdogfantasy.com. Use that promo code GetRight when you do for your best ball needs this off season. So I'll just give a quick promo read on that. There it is. No waivers, no trades, no setting your lineup. And as you guys know, I placed 42nd out of over 70,000 last year. So make sure you guys do that. Joe says, thanks, guys. This is becoming a favorite show. So that's what we're here for, man. Love it. Love the interaction. He and I are chatting back and forth. So good guy. And yeah, happy to have him part of the community here, man. Again, thank all you guys out there. 1.2 thousand subs. 1,200 subs, man. I still remember we were like at 20.
Yeah.
You know, with it was crazy. So to be here now, man, is a lot of fun. Thank all you guys here. Thank everyone here, part of Get Right. Dustin, Frank, Tycoon, of course, my boy Classic here. Of course, our boys Kendall and Phil on the Extra Point and the Fantasy Football Tavern. Make sure you guys are checking out and subscribing to their content as well. We're going to be bringing those lineups to you. There we go. And then, of course, check out our new show tomorrow. The Sweet Life Football. And this isn't just a fantasy-based show. He's going to be just talking all things football. He and Jack, his co-host. So it's kind of the Sweet Life with Jack and Cody. For those of you out there who know that reference. So there it is. Kind of dating. My kids watch that kind of stuff. So it just shows you how old Cody is. Yeah, he's a young guy compared to these gray hairs that you see here. So anyway, so yeah, man. So we're loving it, man. Love all the content we're doing. We're getting so close to actual football. 20 days away. We'll be with you guys here every day until we get there and beyond. So again, for all of us here, man, at Get Right Fantasy Classic, is there anything else you had to say before we get out of here, man?
No, we got a full weekend of preseason games, so make sure you guys check those out. It's going to be an exciting couple of days. I mean, this is where we get to see a little bit more of the starters, a little bit more of the the guys getting a little bit more reps. We get to see kind of some new, changes and little things. So keep an eye on it.
Andy Reid said the whole Chiefs starting offense is playing like 4 or 5 series. They might play like what? That's almost a quarter, at least maybe even a half.
We'll see. I mean, honestly, they got to ramp it up a little bit. I mean, they don't have 4 games anymore. They only have 3.
So this is kind of the dress rehearsal game because you sit in the starters next week, right? This is the one to watch. Yeah. This should give you a taste of most offenses that have their starters. This should be them running through most of their stuff. Yeah.
And honestly, don't hold a lot of this, to take everything with a grain of salt. A lot of things that happen in this aren't always exactly what's going to happen in the season, but they have some little tiny things that could. It's just don't overreact to everything. If you see someone getting 1,000 reps, it doesn't mean they're going to get a bunch of reps in the season. It just means they want to see what they got. Sometimes they want to push a guy like Khalil Herbert out there and have him run out the whole thing because they're trying to sell that guy. So don't hold everything, let it all, get done. And then we'll
let the dust settle.
Yeah. We'll wait until we can talk about it, at the end of it. So
for sure. So we appreciate it, man.
I think we did something like this, sort of
an ADP comparison. Are you saying like between the different platforms, or just like from a couple weeks ago?
I don't want to go into Yahoo's and no. If you're talking about,
there's a couple ADP shows that do it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to ask. Like, I want him to clarify what he means.
We just did league winners and we did do not draft picks. So those types of shows with Phil, I mean, we talked a lot about ADP comparisons.
Right.
So
because that's what it's based on, right?
yeah.
Because do not draft and guys you're targeting are sleepers,
Okay.
are guys.
So I'm going to tell you
Okay, yeah,
straight up
see.
right now, I don't want to do that. And the reason being, ESPN and Yahoo are not even close to sleeper. And the reason is because a lot of people in the ESPN and Yahoo leagues tend to drop out. And I'm not saying that the people in sleeper don't either. It happens all the time. But those auto picks screw everything up. We're trying to work on something on the back end to try to maybe get something like that, but you're better off going with best ball leagues and looking at like their particular ADP.
That's what I was literally just about to say. So if you want a true test of where the market is on guys, go to Underdog Fantasy. And this isn't even like part of our promo or anything like that.
I'm
like,
telling you,
yeah,
from
it's
just
best
experience.
ball, but like if you just want pure, like again, there's some certain things where maybe guys' ADPs maybe a little higher because
like
certain
Christian
teams are
Watson
taking them because of stacks and stacking. But again, stacking's still not too bad in your redraft leagues. But again, it's not as necessary as in best ball. But it'll really kind of tell you where the market is on a lot of guys. And the majority of people that are there, especially those first, 5 or 6 rounds, because those guys, you're drafting for upside.
100%.
So they're going to tell you really where it's at. And also, if you look at the season-long projections on Underdog Fantasy, remember, these guys are putting millions of dollars on the line. So these numbers have to be accurate. This isn't just a number they're pulling out of there, you know what. So when you look at those season-long projections, and when you're to be able to take the higher or lower on those, on their pick'ems for those season longs, that it's really going to tell you where they feel these guys are where their production is going to come when it comes to total yards, touchdowns, things like that. So that's where I go for a lot of those resources. Obviously, with us being a sponsor with Underdog, I don't know if everyone maybe has the same access to the emails and stuff that we get being partners, but that to me is one of the truest ADPs. Go spend $3 and go mock in there, and you'll know people where they have to put money there to the pavement, put their money where their mouth is, where they're drafting people. So that's what I like about it.
And the next best one would be sleeper. Like if I had to rank it, it's usually
FFPC.
Underdog. Well, FFPC too, but I'm not. I try not to get into that as much, but they are another good one. But then sleepers right after that. They're the best
because these are paid. Yeah, I would say sleepers the best non-paid. Where it's just based on their just
thousands of people
community mocks. Yeah. So anyway,
and I agree with him here. And me and Anthony have had some really fun conversations about Yahoo's ranked rankings and stuff. I mean,
you're in our home league with Yahoo.
God.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here, I'm watching we're doing our draft last year, and I'm like, holy crap, I have to draft Deontay in the 5th round just because of how everyone's drafting. What the hell? Because everyone in the home league is like going off of that ADP, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. But and then on the flip side, remember when
and then I got
Ridley's
well,
that's what I mean. Yeah, and then when Ridley's stock went through the roof. Remember when he went up to the 2-3 turn on Yahoo? I still got him as my wide receiver 4. He kind of busted out, but as a wide receiver 4, it didn't really affect me.
I forgot I ended up trading for Laporta. That was a great trade.
Oh yeah.
Dewan Dotson for Laporta.
Oh, that worked out. Yeah, that was early on too.
Now he's my keeper.
There you go. Ah, you guy. That's all right. Chasing Waddle, baby. We're running it back for another championship run.
I'm doing Nico Collins and good old Laporta. Those are my 2 guys.
I got the hardware right here to prove it. Classic.
Don't you worry.
Let's go.
I'm taking
that. I'm going to take it. Come take it, man. Come take it.
I almost did. Right.
Almost. It was close, but no cigar.
Anyway.
Horseshoes and hand grenades, my friend. All right, let's get out of here. We waited too long. That was the longest outro probably we ever did. Longest intro and outro, but quickest draft. So we had a lot of stuff going on in this show, man. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, we'll be back here on Monday, Frank and I, to go over this and announce the top 3 that'll advance, and go through the top 6 teams and break those down and give our feedback. We'll be back here on Wednesday for best ball as well. Probably getting another best ball mania. I'm up to 5 so far, so let's keep it rolling. And then of course, you'll see our guys over at the Extra Point. You'll see Kindle dropping videos, Cody on tomorrow, all that good stuff. Tycoon on Tuesday. We're in full swing, man. Season's here. Can't wait. Classic. You ready to cue up that outro, man? All right, man. Let's do it. We're out. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow, Monday. one of those days.
We'll see you
Let's
next
do it.
time. Later.
That's
Wanted
good.
to
Thanks.
write fantasy is the play. Marking often, but I tune in every Friday. Strategies provided.